Hey, my name is Kevin Reyes, and this is my presentation for Code of Ethics. I currently work as a nurse at a rehab center. There's a few principles I believe nurses should follow. That would be respect for human dignity, family and values, relationship with their values as well, um, nature of health problems, maintaining privacy for the patient, collaborating with your staff, and maintaining safety with the public. For respect of human dignity, you want to take in consideration health information. You can't display that in public. I mean, HIPAA. There's Privacy Protection Acts, already in place, so the law already protects these people to make sure they don't have their information released. You have to take in consideration the patient's culture, so just their values. That would be their culture. Say you have a patient that is um, Jehovah's Witness, they don't accept blood transfusions, so you'd have to give them Epigen as a substitute to help increase their hemoglobin. So you have to take that as an alternative, so you can't give them blood. Um, the nature of their health problems, how the patient got there in the first place, you have to go there pretty much clear-headed. You can't have any kind of bias towards the patient because your main goal towards the patient is health promotion and prevention. So it doesn't matter how they got there, you just want to help them out, rehabilitate them, and help them on their way out. Um, Even though they say you get a patient that has a drug history, some patients still say they're in pain, but you can't say they're not in pain because you just take it as a sign, and that's simply as it is. There's no variable on another person judging it. So what the patient says is what it is. Even if the patient does not look like he's in pain, you'll have to give him something or do something for him. Sometimes, although you know what the result will be, just a patient trying to get a buzz. But it's some ethical issue like that you would sometimes have to come across, but that's where the physician try to get input at that time before anything actually gets done. Um, Collaborating with your staff, that's definitely a necessity within the field because if you do not collaborate with your staff, it makes for a better run. The CNAs, they help assist you because you can't keep because you have your nursing assistant, they take care of the patient more than you would. They shower them, they change them. That's only for a few patients, only ones that are not able. But they spend more patient care than the nurse would because the nurse would have more patients as compared to the nursing assistant. And then the nurses, I would collaborate with the doctor because I'm more of a mediator because sometimes doctors only come on and I'll have to just call the doctor and explain the symptoms, and you're more or less kind of um, you're more or less giving your own judgment on the situation. So the doctor kind of has to trust you in collaborating symptoms and getting your own judgment as to what you believe is going on. So that's definitely a necessary principle for a nurse to have. Um, Maintaining your own integrity. That's like in sometimes you see some things that are not right because sometimes you get burnt out nurses. They get tired of the job, they slack off, they don't do things right, and this this stops care. And be kind of big deal when hours matter when delivering care to the patient. Um, as well as another thing would be having self-respect, honestly, for yourself because you don't want to be burnt out. You want to be good at your job, do what you can. And now, actually, to renew your license, you have to take continued education classes. So that already implements you. Make sure you continue your education and make sure you're at your prime level so you keep up with all the current updates in the health field. Um, and the last thing would be maintaining a clean environment. This would lead, like, having some respect for environment. So if you see a spill, you want to make sure you treat it the right way. So, like cross contamination, you want to pretty much infection control. You don't want to get something, bring it home, and now you're spreading it out to the public. So, say, yeah, you did a wound with MRSA. Now you have MRSA on your hands. Now you're spreading it everywhere. And you touch your buddy who opened wound. Now he has it. Now he's in the hospital, and it leads to a bigger chain. So it's better if you definitely do infection control. And of course, you get off shifts. Um, you don't want to do. Last thing you want to do is do more work, but you come across a situation, you still want to be a figure to the public. You still want to help out. Say you come across a car accident, you still have to provide help. It's actually in the law for you to begin with because you have your CPR license. But I would say that one of the biggest ethical problems people definitely come in the field is judging pain when the patient, when they, to judge a patient's pain, you just have to take it as it is. And another one would be having to deal with patients that are, they're not yet deemed incapacitated. So, like, it's simply just a doctor not saying this person cannot physically make their own health decisions. Because sometimes you have patients that are not with it simply because they have, like, say, too much ammonia in their head, so they can't think straight, but they refuse treatment. And the patient has their own rights to have a right to refuse any kind of treatment. They're not a slave. So you have to respect their wishes, but then it comes to a point they can't. They're not right in mind, but they're not deemed incapacitated. So you're in a standstill. But that's definitely one of the biggest ethical problems I probably come across every single day I work. And I would say this kind of code I would present would be it's on a theoretical level. It'd be great if everyone did this, but simply because patients get like in-house wounds and stuff, so these patients are being taken care of. So therefore, not everyone's doing their job. So, if patients did get worse while being in these kind of facilities, then it would be ideal. But it works at a theoretical, but it's honestly at a practical level because not everyone does their job how they're supposed to. And I think that and what I learned through this, definitely being an introverted person before, I definitely learned to collaborate a lot with and being able to delegate and work together with everyone as a team. And it makes for a better experience because it's stressful and the help is definitely necessary. So.